I don't know how to express myself when it comes to Elvis. To be very honest, I would just tear up and cry when if I would want to do that. And today I didn't come in my sheets, so I would.
I'll give you a tissue. It's okay.
Because I don't know, Elvis would have me send my song to Bredash, and they would play my song for free. I'll be there, and someone will just call me, Charlie, Dorian Andor is playing your song, and I'm like, ooh. And I've never met all these great people, but because of Elvis, I get my songs played. He'll call me on a Sunday, even when I'm not in church. Normal Sundays, so he'll be like, oh, Kobby, today what's up? Checking up on you, like a whole lot. He was more than like a patron to me. We were very close. We were extremely close, and this is very. I feel very terrible expressing everything right now. I don't know how to start it. I don't know how to end it. To be very honest, but one thing I can say is that wherever he is, I'm very grateful for everything that he's done for me, and his gentle soul is the perfect.
How did you hear the news?
So, it was one morning. I was actually traveling out of Accra, and I had a discussion with one a friend of mine, Mrs. Inchi, and I told her Elvis wasn't too well, so if she's ready, she should pray for Elvis, and she was like, okay. So she actually told me that she has this feeling that Elvis will come back and will share great testimony of how she conquered death. So I was actually expecting that testimony. But one morning she called me, and when she called me, she wasn't saying anything. She was just crying profusely, like crying. And immediately she started crying, my heart skipped a bit. Because the last conversation I had with her was about Elvis. So when she started crying, I actually
So put yourself together as well. With Lord strengthening us. You know what I'm going to do? It's okay. This is when we're all grieving. I like to do the tribute when I come back. Yeah, we talk. Olin Lindsay in this dirge as they bid farewell to one of the most supportive men who tirelessly supported KobbySalm to make sure he succeeded in his career. Elvis Koku Kwashie, we call him the real boss. He's going to be with the Lord yesterday. We bid him farewell, and this is the tribute put together. You know, I'm going to ask you all the same. Why did you do this tribute all the same?
I actually felt that he deserved it, because everything I am today is under his leadership. And one thing that I actually didn't want to grant lots of interviews concerning it because of how emotional this whole thing is for me. And that was actually one of the reasons I decided not to release the song as early as possible, because I knew if I was going to do that, it was going to come with a lot of attention, and I didn't want to. I felt that was the way to actually express and be grateful for everything that he's done for me as a person and my whole ministry. That was actually the reason for the tribute to them.
The cross. I'll start with the cross. Why that cross on your head?
So if you remember, I had some mini dread back then, and one guy actually hit my DMs, and he was like, he wanted to actually start urban gospel music, but he had a low cut, and he was having this banter with his parents because when he looks to most of the urban gospel artists have this mini kind of dread, and he feels that is the lifestyle. If you want to be part of the urban gospel family, you have to inculcate that kind of lifestyle. So I actually wanted to set an example to him and change the narrative. So that I first took off my hair, and it was just a low cut. Then later, most of my core people actually felt they felt some Samson kind of vibe, that they've lost the connection that they had with me. So I felt that, okay, since I still want to maintain the low cut because my dad loves it and my whole family love it. I still have to do something urban that also speaks about the gospel. Then I think the cross actually came to mind, and that's the cross speaking salvation. And I just decided to actually put the cross. So anyone who sees the cross knows we're talking about Jesus.
How did you get here?
I didn't. So, like I said initially, I've been a rapper since secondary school.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, and sorry, and one thing that happened was I was invited to join the Evergreen Choir in Church of Pentecost, Mataico, to actually minister, and that was where I found I got a conviction to pursue gospel rap music. Let me put it, but I didn't know there was this name urban gospel, so I actually pursued. And big shout outs to my big brother Ken Skid, who actually reached out to me. I was like, oh, you're doing good. Then I got to know, okay, there's a family called the Urban Gospel Family, and they do urban gospel music. And there and then I was put in that box.
Oh, I see. So, were you hoping to become a musician growing up? Is this something you already knew?
I didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know. I didn't even know I could even write songs till secondary school when I actually wrote my first song. It was out of my love for music and out of influences from my auntie and my dad. My dad used to listen to a lot of Peter Tosh, Bob Marley, and Gregory and all those. Yeah. So I actually got the reggae vibes from him, and my aunties every time listening to High Life, Kojo G and all those people. So that was actually how I started getting tuned to melodies and music. But I wasn't technical. I just loved it for the music and bits of it. Yeah.
So, being an urban gospel artist means you should be able to rap, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily. You can just be a poet and be under the urban gospel family. Yeah. So it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. The way you dress, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself. It's actually a lifestyle. So you can even not be an artist, nothing, just a fan, and be part of the urban gospel family. We have bloggers who have dedicated their lives solely to urban gospel music, and they are also part of the urban gospel family.
I see. What a family. You pay dues to join?
You don't pay dues. It's just like giving your life to Christ.
Okay.
You just have to come, just the way you are.
In your space, you have to be a Christian first.
Yes, you have to be a Christian.
I see. Awesome. Who inspired you when we talk of rap, because you sound like you could rap? Who inspired you? Did you learn from anybody?
To be very honest with you, I don't normally listen to rap songs. I normally listen to worship. Yes, the contemporary worship. You see in my car, I'm probably playing like a Maverick City, Johnny Metal. Yeah,
so where does the rap come from?
So I think it's something that I have been gifted with, and I randomly listen to all rappers. Lecrae, even here in Ghana, sometimes Sarkodie. Yes, everybody. Kenneth Gig, my people, my urban gospel people, I listen to them, and I feel music is something that you can learn something from everybody. So I open myself up to learning from everyone. So I think that's how I learn new rap vibes from people, because I normally don't listen to rap songs.
How did you come into the ministry industry? How did you come in?
Did I even know? It was actually not intentional, because if I remember, my first Wish I Could Sing launch, I had you there.
Yeah, I was
and yes, I had you there, and it was just because I saw people on TV and they were doing gospel stuffs, Christian related stuffs, and I felt, okay, since my stuff was music related, it would be nice to have these great people usher me into their family, and that was the whole mindset. Then all of a sudden I realized, okay, there's a proper industry into this whole ministry. Then I actually started following suit, and getting myself tutored with how things are done.
They call you the new kid on the block. It's like all of a sudden they said urban gospel was around, but this guy, Fifi Folson, he has brought something. You know, you're on all the big stages, you're nominated for all the big awards. How does that make you feel? Is it true in the first place? Is it true? Do you see yourself as the new kid on the block? Not kid. New new artist on the block.
I feel the season that we have times and seasons, and God being so good, God has blessed me to be in this time and in this season to actually spearhead urban gospel music. Now, one thing I felt so strongly, even when I wasn't the talk of town, was anytime I feel like giving up, there's a voice that tells me, Kobby, if you give up, how is urban gospel music going to survive? And that voice kept talking to me, and now it makes sense to me as I put together EPs like the This Is Us EP, which had every urban gospel artist on it. And yesterday I was at work and randomly I saw it playing on TV, and seeing all my brothers on the screen was like something very priceless to me. And all those voices that started talking to me then started making sense to me. So if you say I'm the new kid on the block, yes, I won't dispute that fact, and I would give all the glory to God for actually making this happen in this time and in this season.
Yeah. Have you been accepted as in your music? Do you feel that the space of the gospel has accepted urban gospel?
I personally feel mainstream not yet, but it's a growing process, and we have to be dedicated towards it and push to make sure that we are able to achieve whatever we want to achieve. We shouldn't give up, because it wasn't like this years back. I don't think you get a big platform like Joy to talk about urban gospel music for them to actually tweak their playlist. It's we've come far. We've really come far, and I would urge every urban gospel artist that it's actually the start of great things to happen. So let's keep pushing and make sure that we get to where God actually wants to. Yeah. And I think I'm proud to my nomination. Years back, preachers also had nominations like that, and they worked tirelessly and paved way for some of us to be recognized. So I give big shout outs to preachers for actually making it possible, and big shout outs to the board, VGMA board, for actually recognizing urban gospel music. It's a big feat, but I feel there's more to do as urban gospel music. It's just not about getting nominations here and there. It's about reaching the people, reaching the masses. If the whole Ghana should know and talk about urban gospel music and talk about the life-saving moments in the songs that we sing, I think those are priceless things that we can never buy or pay for. Even award schemes come every year; they would come. If you work hard, you will always get nominated. But the lives of the people that we serve is very key. Because today you are here, tomorrow you're no longer there, and what we are serving them whilst they are alive is very important. Yeah.
So, would you say that you guys are one? Are you one? Do the people in the urban space see you as, wanting to flex, or perhaps, like you said, you want to change the narrative, so you're doing a bit? But I'm asking because I want to be sure.
Okay.
The urban industry members, do they see it as such?
I think everyone has their goal and their vision as an artist, and there are times when people are birthed to actually sacrifice themselves for everyone's survival. And I won't say I am that person, but now that is what I feel within that God wants me to do, and I just have to put myself on hold for now and make sure that urban gospel music is able to achieve some platform. Last year, God being so good, I got nomination for 3 music and VGMA. And thank be to God, this year, 2 of my brothers, Joe K and Ivan Scott, have been able to get nominations to 3 music. And I feel that is a big step. Tomorrow, if I'm no longer there, urban gospel music should be able to survive. And so it's just not about KobbySalm is here, KobbySalm is here. Music is, I always say, one artist can't make a playlist. You need lots of artists to be on to actually make the whole playlist. So if I just think about myself and I get to whatever heights that I want to get to, and tomorrow I'm no longer there, will urban gospel music survive, and would the toll be worth it? So when I think about us.
You're talking on purpose, but what's the picture?
So first off, one of my biggest dreams is actually to make sure urban gospel music gets to the mainstream level that it needs to get to in Ghana and maybe beyond Ghana. I'm looking forward to actually doing some great international collaborations with some of the dream artists across the globe. So and making sure urban gospel is mainstream here in Ghana and across Africa is one of my biggest dreams.
Did you do a song with Canty Jones?
Yes, I actually did a song with Canty Jones on my album.